Kendall Windham is a former professional wrestler. He is the son of Blackjack Mulligan and the brother of Barry Windham. Career: Championship Wrestling from Florida. Kendall Windham started wrestling in 1985 for Championship Wrestling from Florida. He was very skinny but had the same moves and looks as his older brother, Barry. In his early days, he was a good guy and teamed with Barry to feud with Ron Bass, Jack Hart and Kevin Sullivan's Cult. His biggest singles feuds were with White Ninja aka Great Muta and the Cuban Assassin. He traded the Florida heavyweight title a few times with each of them. Jim Crockett Promotions. In 1987, he ventured to the NWA's Jim Crockett Promotions, where he teamed with the Italian Stallion and feuded with the Mod Squad, Spike and Basher. He never got above preliminary status and went to WCCW briefly at the end of 1988. In January 1989, he was back in the NWA teaming with another second-generation wrestler, Dustin Rhodes, as the Texas Broncos. In a match aired on January 28, 1989, Kendall teamed with Eddie Gilbert against his brother Barry and James J. Dillon of the Four Horsemen. Kendall turned on Gilbert and joined Barry and held up to the four fingers to the camera. Before the next show, Dillon left for the WWF and the Horseman name was dropped. The Windhams and Flair were given a new manager, Hiro Matsuda, and a new stable name, Yamasaki Corporation. Kendall stayed with the stable until the summer, when he left for Florida again. Returned to CWF on June 27, 1989, Windham won the FCW heavyweight title from Dustin Rhodes. He obtained a new manager, Oliver Humperdinck, and feuded with Rhodes. He soon left Humperdinck for Robert Fuller's stud stable and by the end of 1989, was a member of Ron Slinker's Strike Command. In 1990, he left Slinker and teamed with Fuller to win the tag team titles. Upon losing them, they split and feuded. In 1990, Kendall Windham and his father Blackjack Mulligan were arrested by the U.S. Secret Service in a joint investigation with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for counterfeiting. The authorities found close to $500,000 in phony $20 bills. As a result of a plea agreement, both father and son spent 24 months in a federal prison and were released in 1992. Windham returned to wrestling in 1992 for Florida's ICWA promotion, where he feuded with Pat Tanaka. He had put on some more weight in prison and was considered a heavyweight instead of a light heavyweight. He teamed with Dan Spivey for a tour of All Japan Pro Wrestling and spent a little time in WCW in 1994 and ECW in 1995. World Championship Wrestling. Windham returned to WCW in 1997 with his head shaved and feuded with Chris Adams and Jim Duggan. In 1999, when WCW created a hardcore division, he entered it briefly and feuded with Hardcore Hack. In June, Windham joined the West Texas Rednecks in what would be the biggest push of his career. The Rednecks were his brother Barry, Kurt Hennig and Bobby Duncan Jr. They were supposed to be heels feuding with Masterpiece rappers, the No Limit Soldiers, but the Southern fans of WCW cheered the Rednecks instead. The angle was quickly dropped and they moved on to a feud with Harlem Heat. Kendall and Barry defeated Harlem Heat for the WCW World Tag Team title and lost it back 3 weeks later. Post-WCW. By the end of 1999, they all had left WCW and Kendall worked for Ted DiBiase's promotion WXO, WWC and All Japan Pro Wrestling. Personal life. Mike Rotunda is married to Windham's sister. His nephews, Windham and Taylor, wrestle for WWE as Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas respectively. He has a son named Wyatt. He is currently president of a security business. His wife, Phyllis, is vice president. In wrestling, finishing moves lariat, adopted from his father, Blackjack Mulligan. Signature moves bulldog. Managers: Curly Bill, James J. Dillon, Robert Fuller, Oliver Humperdinck, Hiro Matsuda on Slinker. Entrance themes: Rap is Crap by the West Texas Rednecks, Good Ol' Boys by the West Texas Rednecks. Championships and accomplishments: Championship Wrestling from Florida, NWA Florida Heavyweight Championship, NWA Florida Tag Team Championship with Robert Fuller. Pro Wrestling Illustrated PWI ranked him number 213 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 1992. PWI ranked him number 444 of the top 500 singles wrestlers of the PWI years. In 2003, World Championship Wrestling WCW World Tag Team Championship with Barry Windham. World Wrestling Council WWC World Tag Team Championship with Barry Windham.